Hi viewers, welcome back to our channel Make Math Easy. So in this class we are going to discuss about how you are applying the concept of increasing and decreasing and how it will help you to find out the maximum or minimum, right? This is what we are going to discuss in today's class, and along with this we will see one or two questions based on that application. But the question comes here is it really necessary to use the concept of increasing and decreasing? Can't we follow the actual method that we are discussing with respect to increasing and maximum and minimum? Right? The answer is absolutely no. It is not necessary that you have to use only the maximum increasing and decreasing concept. You can use whatever procedures we learned for finding the maximum and minimum. Like whatever given f of x, you will equate you will find f dash of x and you will equate to 0, and then you will find the f double dash of x at the turning points. If it is absolute maximum minimum means you will find in the extremities of the domain also. So in all these things the actual procedure even you can follow, but when you are able to try to connect with the old topics that you already learned with the new concept, that will help you to understand that, to strengthen the concept that you learned actually, right? So for that sake only I am just giving you an example how to find the value, how to find the maxima and minima, and even the point of inflection where the function is not changing its behavior. These type of points also I am going to discuss, which will help you to give to strengthen your concepts. But it is not the only way that you have to follow. You can follow our methods that what we discussed already, like finding f dash of x equating to 0, getting turning points, and finding f double dash of x. Based on the sign of f double dash of x, we can come to a conclusion whether it is maximum or minimum. If f double dash of x is greater than 0, indicating minimum, less than 0, indicating maximum. Even that procedure also you can follow that. But as of now, just we will discuss that concept of increasing and decreasing, how we will use it in the maximum and minimum, right? So let's get started. Right. Now see this question. Find the points of local maximum minima for the function f of x is equal to x power 5 minus 5x power 4 plus 5x cube minus 1. Right? So see what they are asking, find the points of local maximum, minima and the point of inflection for the functions. Also find the corresponding local maximum and local minimum values, right? So usually what we will do, we will find f dash of x, we will equate f dash of x to 0, and then you will find the f double dash of x, like that, right? Now even almost we are going to follow the same procedure, but in between we are just including the concept of increasing and decreasing. Okay, so let us see that. We will find f dash of x, which is equal to 5x power 4 minus 20x power 3 plus 15x square. So you can equate 5x, you can take 5x square as a common, then you will get x square minus 4x and then plus 3. So this we know we can factorize it as an x minus 1, x minus 3. Okay, so you are getting f dash of x. So what we will do generally next step, we will equate f dash of x to 0. So once if we equate f dash of x to 0, you will get the different values of x. So x is equal to 0, 1, 3. These are the points. Now what we will do generally, we will find f double dash of x, or even if we don't know, no need to find the f double dash of x, because you are having more than one turning point, you can just straight away go for the substituting in the f of x. But if you just observe the question, what is the reason for me to include the increasing and decreasing concept here is, in the question they asked for the point of inflection. So it is not possible for us directly to find the point of inflection, because if I substitute 0, I will get some value minus 1. If I substitute 1, I am getting 0. If I substitute 3, I will get some value. So just I can see that this is the minimum, this is the maximum, this is the, like that I can find out. But the problem here is I cannot find the point of inflection basically. To find the point of inflection, we are going to use the increasing and decreasing concept, right? So as usually generally in our previous board exams also, they never asked about the point of inflection. But if they ask the question of point of inflection, how to solve it, for that sake only we are trying to associate this concept with the increasing and decreasing function. Okay, now so usually what we will do, we will just make a tabular column. I think, hope you remember the tabular column we will draw for finding out the where it is increasing and all. So if you just plot this in between minus infinity to plus infinity, I will have a 0 somewhere here, 1 somewhere here, and 3 somewhere here. So I will be getting my 4 intervals here. So first column I will make it for intervals, second column I will make it for sine of f dash of x, last interval we can come to conclusion about increasing or decreasing. Okay, so the first interval is from minus infinity to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and then 3 to infinity. Okay, so let us substitute minus infinity to 0 in the f double dash of x. X square is anyway positive. For example, if I take my testing point as a minus 1, if I check minus 1 here, it will be a negative. It is also negative. On a whole, this is positive, so it is increasing. Now take 0 to 1, say some 0.5. This is anyway positive. 0 minus 0.5 minus 1 is negative. 0.5 minus 3 is still negative, so this is increasing. Now come to the next one, 1 to 2. I can take 1.5, x square is positive, 1.5 minus 1 is positive, 1.5 minus 3 negative, so this is decreasing. Take a value from 3 to infinity, say some 4, positive, 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 so on a whole it is increasing. So just observe here, this is increasing, this is increasing, this is decreasing, and this is increasing again, right? So in the very starting of the concept explanation, I told you that for every function there exists a change in behavior of a function. Change in behavior in the sense I may go in an increasing function, then decreasing, then increasing, decreasing, in that way it will be going. Whenever you cannot see any change in the behavior, that point is called as a point of inflection, right? So also we discussed, if you just remember, if I take any this type of curve here, this is the point. You just observe at this particular point, before it is increasing, then it is decreasing. Again, at this particular point it is minimum, it is initially decreasing, later increasing. So when it converts from increasing to decreasing, like this, increasing then decreasing, you are reaching the maximum point. Similarly, this particular point, decreasing to increasing, I am getting the minimum point, correct? So you just observe here, this 0 point, if you just observe, before it is increasing, even after also it is increasing only. So there is no change in behavior of the function. So this point is called as a point of inflection. Okay, now see this one point. This point 1, you can observe, it is initially, before it is increasing, later it is decreasing. So increasing to decreasing means it is giving you the maximum point. And then 3 again, initially decreasing, later increasing, so this is the minimum point. So have you realized one thing here? In this particular thing, because of this increasing and decreasing concept, you can be able to identify the point of inflection also. So now you are clear that whatever the one is the point giving you the maximum, whereas the point 3 here is giving you the minimum. Okay, so if in the question, if you see, they asked you to find the values also. So I will find at f of 1, I am getting 1 minus 5 plus 5 minus 1, so I am getting 0. This is the maximum value. F of 3, if we do 3 power 5, 243 minus 81 into 5, that means 81 into 5 will become 405. Okay, then plus 3 cube, 27 into 5, that is 135, and then minus 1. So if you further simplify this, 243 plus 135 means that is 378. 378 minus 406. So 378 minus 406. If you are subtracting 22 plus 6, 28, minus 28 you are getting. And if you find out that f of 0, you are getting answer as a minus 1. So in this, you are leaving this point, right? You cannot come to any conclusion about the minus. If you generally do also, we will think that minus 28 is minimum, 0 is maximum. You will come to this conclusion. But we won't comment anything about minus 1, correct? Because at 0 you are getting answer as a minus 1. We cannot comment anything about that because we don't know what is that. But the procedure, if you include the maximum minimum procedure with the increasing and decreasing, what will happen is you can be able to identify the point of inflection. Where, see, here you are getting minus 1, this is not the minimum, representing that maybe there is a change in behavior or there is no change in the behavior. So that's why you just have to apply the concept of increasing and decreasing whenever they are asking you about the point of inflection. That is the advantage of increasing and decreasing with minimum and maximum, maximum and minimum. Okay, so this is the one example. Anyway, as I already told you, that point of inflection is a very almost in the board exams, as far as I am aware, that they didn't ask any time. But try to remember this concept of increasing and decreasing, which will help you to get the minimum maximum minimum points along with the point of inflection, right? Now let us take one more question. You see this one, find the maximum slope of the curve. Y is equal to minus x cube plus 3x square plus 9x minus 27 plus 9x minus 27. You see, observe this question. This is a very important model. Please listen very carefully. Find the maximum slope of the curve. They are not asking find the maximum value of the function. They are asking for find the maximum slope of the curve. So that means this is not your actual function that you have to consider. Correct? Because they used the word maximum slope. So first you should find the slope. That is your required function that has to be maximized. So what I will do? I will apply dy by dx minus 3x square plus 6x plus 9. This is your required function. M I will keep it because slope, no? So that's why I am giving the name M. You can give whatever name you want. Now, if you just observe the question, as they said the word maximum slope, this is your required function now, and this has to be maximized or minimized. Usually, what is the common mistake that students will do in this question is, they will consider this itself as the required function, they will find derivative equated to 0, get the turning points. For this function itself, everything they will do. But you should understand, they are not asking you find the maximum value of the curve. They are asking you find the maximum slope. So M is your required function. So for this we are applying our procedures. dm by dx I will find out, that is minus 6x plus 6. I will equate this to 0. I am getting x is equal to 1. This is my turning point. This is my turning point, but I am getting only one turning point. I cannot conclude whether it is giving maximum or minimum. So I will find the second order derivative d square m by dx square, which is equal to minus 6, that is less than 0, indicating m gives maximum value yet x is equal to 1. Right? So we are concluding now. giving the maximum value at x is equal to 1 using the second order derivative test. So at x is equal to 1 you are getting the maximum. So how to find that value? Substitute in the function. So therefore, what is your function here? Is it m or y? This is only your function, so you have to substitute in m itself, which is equal to minus 3 plus 6 plus 9. That is 12. Right? So the point you have to understand here is what is the function? Is it given in the whatever given, that alone we have to consider as the function, or we have to modify the function? This idea you should get just by observing the question. How you will get that thought? You just have to spend some time on observing, on understanding the question, on understanding the question. You should read each and every term very carefully. That will help you to get the correct approach for the question. So never be in a hurry to start your examination or the paper. Just try to spend, as you have anyway reading time, you should spend some time on observing the terms and understanding the question. That only will help you to get the correct approach. Right? Hope you like this video. In the next class we will see some more important models. Especially mostly within 2 classes we will start our word problems. Before that I will just look for any another normal basic questions which will which will be very important from the board point of view. That we will discuss later. We will go into the word problems. Right? Thank you for watching.